Everybody say hi, Molly.
No.
Hi, Molly.
Hi, Molly. We're recording 8th period because I forgot to 5th period. 8-7 is talking about fairness of a design. So, six-sided dice needs to be a fair dice. In LA or the casinos and stuff where they use dice, sometimes they will use a dice that has one side shaved off, right?
What? Is that cheating?
To make it, it's a cheater dice. It's a cheater dice. But we're considered a fair dice would be all sides have the same number on them and same weight of each side, whatever, okay? So we're talking about fairness of a design. Example 1. We have 4 people. They are named Khalil, Amy, Diego, and Jenna. And they are officers of a video club. And they need to choose one club officer to attend the meeting, and all of them want to go. So what they are doing is they are flipping 3 coins all at the same time. They're throwing it up and letting them land, right? And if they end up with all 3 of them being tails, which means no heads, then this person gets to go. If they end up with 1 head and 2 tails, then Amy gets to go. If they have 2 heads, 1 tail, then Diego gets to go, and 3 heads, meaning no tails, then Jenna gets to go.
They should just fight.
Is that fair?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Fight to the death.
I like it.
Think so?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's fair?
It's not.
No.
It's fair?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Let's talk about combinations that we have going on here. It looks like it's fair, right? There's 4 options. That's it, right? Okay, but let's look at this. No heads would be head, 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 right? Okay. Give me combinations that have 1 head and 2 tails.
Well, you already messed up.
Head?
Tail.
Oh, no heads. Sorry.
Tail.
Blah, 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 blah. This should be tails, 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 right? Okay. 1 head, 2 tails would be?
Head, tail, tail. Tail, head, tail. Tail, tail, head.
Tail, tail, head, right? So these 3 is where Amy wins. This one is where Khalil wins, right? Okay. Give me combinations that have 2 heads and 1 tail.
Head, head, tail. Head, tail, head. And tail, head, head.
Tail, head, head. If that happens, who wins?
Diego.
Diego wins. And the only way that Jenna wins is if we have
Head, head, head.
head, 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 right? That's Jenna, okay?
What about foot?
Now, there are a total of 8 combinations. And I knew that because we are flipping a coin 3 times. And how many options do I have on the first coin?
2.
2. How many options on the second coin?
2.
2. And the third coin?
2.
Right? Heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails. And 2 times 2 times 2 is? 8. And there is 8 combinations. All right, so let's talk about probabilities here. How many options out of here had no heads? Just wait. How many options had no heads? 1/8, which as a decimal or as a percentage is 12.5%, right? 0.125 is 8, is 1/8, okay? How many of those options have 1 head and 2 tails?
1.
3 out of 8, which as a fraction is, or as a decimal?
37.5.
37.5%, okay? Same thing with this one, 3/8, and that's 37.5% of the time that's happening. And what percent of the time is Jenna winning? 1/8 or 12.5%. Now, is it fair?
No.
It looks like it's fair to start with, but it's not because the people in the middle, if the middle people have a higher percentage of winning, right? Okay. Now, the thing that I love about this, I didn't even notice this until James pointed this out. Whose idea was this?
No clue.
Does Khalil's method result in a fair decision? It was
Stupid idiot.
this person's idea,
She made it worse for herself.
but she made it worse for herself, right? She has the lowest percentage of winning. That's just stupidity on her part.
Hilarious how this material tries to make it, non-stereotypical. That way they include people from all backgrounds.
Right, yeah. Oh, I know.
Do you know anyone in Nebraska named Kalili or
No.
Kalili?
Khalil Davis.
Can you talk?
Or
He's high.
the Diego
Anyway.
or Jenna?
No, it is not fair. Why is it not fair? Why is it not fair?
Percentages.
Percentages aren't the same. Percents not equal. They have to be the same percentage. It looks like it's fair to begin with, but when you start to break it down, Not fair. Is it possible to flip a coin 3 times to make a fair decision in the situation?
Yes.
Is there a way of
Yes.
doing that? How would
One
you do it?
at a time.
How would you do it? What?
One at a time.
How would you do it though?
Flip the coin one at a time.
And how does that make it fair?
Well,
With 2 coins, have 2 people pick heads or tails. Okay.
sit
The winner of each of those goes head to head. And that would be fail.
See, it took 5th period forever to come up with this. So this is the way Luke is doing this.
That's
I
because
know.
the period is weak.
So Luke is going bracket style. So he's putting Khalil here. Let's do an order. Khalil, Amy, Diego, Jenna. Amy, Diego, Jenna. Write this down. We're doing bracket style. Okay, so let's go ahead and you can have them choose if you wanted to, but we're just going to say heads, tails, heads, tails. So if the first coin flip, if I choose a heads, then Khalil wins. If I choose a tail, Amy wins. Do we have a coin? Anybody got a coin?
I might.
I have a coin. I
You
have
want to
a,
use a dollar bill? You have one of those weird-
Coacher.
I have a coin right here.
Coin? Flip it. Tails? Who wins? Who wins? Amy wins. All right, second coin flip. Diego versus Jenna. Heads? Who wins?
Yeah.
Diego, let's flip it a third time. Let's go heads, tails again, just in that order. Heads, so who wins?
Oh,
Amy. Amy wins total. So we can do it bracket style, and then is it fair?
Yes.
Now, even
Unless you
though
get by.
the people who lost the first round didn't get to have a second, flip, it still is fair because you still have an equal chance. You still have a fourth of a chance of getting to the finish line, right? To being the final one, okay? So it is still fair. So Amy wins in that case. All right, now, the owner of a candle making company, what?
Unless we put in.
Does one side of the coin weigh more than the other?
It does.
It
The head
technically
side
does, but whatever. Anyway,
And there's ways that you can flip a coin to result what you want.
right,
That's how the Patriots have been
Yep,
winning.
I've heard
They
about
hit a
that.
ref so
I've
that the
heard
coin
about
is
that.
perfectly done.
You missed my hand.
You missed it.
All right, moving on. Example 2, the owner of a candle making business wants to choose among 3 suppliers. That's the thing that she has to pick from.
Luke,
All
hold
3
on.
suppliers, listen.
Is that how you gotta do it, Luke? 3 suppliers?
All 3 suppliers, listen. You gotta listen. All 3 suppliers offer the same wax at the same price. They are on paper equal. She's just gonna point her finger and pick one, right? Okay. But the thing that she has to do is a random number generator from 1 to 1,000. And what she's going to do is assign those numbers, and it's going to help her make her decision between 3 things. But the problem is, 3 doesn't go into 1,000, right? 1,000 divided by 3 has a remainder, and that doesn't work. So how can we assign numbers in a random number generator to be divisible by 3, or to have 3 groups? What can we do?
Don't use the number 1.
You don't want to use the number 1? We could do that.
There's 999 numbers, which is divisible by 3.
Right.
Or what you could do
What?
is you could divide it into 4 groups.
Or you can just say that the highest number wins.
You could divide it into 4 groups.
Okay.
Everyone have 25 numbers, and if it runs in the last 25, you just do it again.
There you go.
Right.
Or you can get another company.
How about we just do? Yeah, how about we do this? I like Kyle's idea of not using the number 1, but instead let's not use the number 1,000. 1,000 gets knocked out, right? We're not going to use the 1,000. So what numbers would be assigned to supplier A? 1 through
333.
1 through 333. Okay. B would be
334 to 667.
yep.
666. Sorry, guys.
667 through 999. And what happens if our random number generator would pop up with the number 1,000?
You can do it again.
Go again.
If it does end up on 1,000, she should really consider.
I know.
not doing
Buying a
it.
lottery ticket or something, So what is the probability of going with supplier
It
A?
can't be any worse than the one night that I accidentally
One
won a
third.
TV and a cooler on the same
I
night.
heard about that. Yes. Yes.
I accidentally won a cooler and a TV on the same night.
Yeah.
How accident?
Because I just wanted to play reverse bingo because my luck for bingo has always been really bad. So I was just like, let's just play reverse bingo. And I went up within the last 10 people with all 3 of my boards, and then 2 of them got knocked out, and then I accidentally won the TV, and then Rachel gave me her ticket for the cooler so she could go to the bathroom, and I won that too.
So what's the probability of going with supplier A? 1/3. What's the probability of supplier B? 1/3. Probability of supplier C. And is this fair?
Yes.
Yes, fair. Because why?
Because I'm smart.
The science says so.
Probability
Is equal.
is equal. Okay, one more example.
We were doing a scout event.
Why are we
The
going on?
probabilities are equal. One more example.
The exact number of
Okay.
Skittles in a jar, and I was dead on. I picked the exact number.
Nice.
Hey, Luke.
All right, here we go.
And I
Example
got
3.
to
This
eat all
is
of
the
Skittles.
hardest
I'm
problem.
amazing.
So you really got to follow along with this. All right. Here's what's happening. Listen. Follow along. Every bottle cap of this orange juice has a cap with a number of points printed inside of the cap, okay? I'm going to stop there after the first sentence. Let's talk about how many points there is each, okay? You can have a cap that has 10 points, 25 points, 40 points, or 75 points. 75 points is the most number of points, but this is the way that they always set this up. How many people actually win 75 points?
None.
Not very many. Not very many. The lowest frequency has the highest number of points. The most people are going to get 10, right? Okay? So, let's look at this as a weighted average. Weighted average. We did this at
all
the
body
beginning.
types are beautiful, okay?
Weighted average. We did this at the beginning of this chapter when we calculated your grade, right? Like your test scores is worth 50%, your homework is worth 25, etc. How do we do the weighted average?
10 times 60 times plus 25 times 30.
Okay, I'm going to do 10 times 0.6 as a decimal. 25 times 0.3. 40 times 0.09. Shh, be quiet. 75 times 0.01. Okay? And that number is, if we add those all together, what do you get?
A big number.
Somebody give me
I'm
a
going way too
decimal.
fast for
Why don't
that.
you ask her?
Wow.
Why don't you ask her?
Okay.
Multiply, add them all together. This is our weighted average.
Taylor, is my mom really outside?
Yeah, she actually walked
She had
by.
a class outside.
Probably why.
Weighted average. Weighted average. What do we got?
Okay, so the first one. Yeah. Second one. Oh.
Is 0.75.
36 plus 75
Yes.
plus 60 plus
Your eraser somewhere in the
75.
I put another one on it.
Oh, it's over there.
No.
Alg. That's a very bad aim.
17.85. There we go.
22.40.
You didn't do it right. 17.85 should be the answer. Okay? This is my expected value or the weighted average. Okay?
Oh.
That guy is labeled the expected value. So, what I can expect to happen is when I get a bottle cap, it could end up with 10 points, it could end up with 40 points, it could end up with 25 or 75, whatever. But if I do it over and over again, I can expect each one's value to average out to be 17.85. So on average, I will get 17.85 points off of each bottle cap.
That's
Make
because
sense?
you're most likely to get 25 points.
Right.
Goofy goober.
Right.
That's the highest, like,
No, you're most likely to get 17.85 points.
well, yeah, but
You're most likely to
Okay.
get 10 points.
that's like what you should aim for.
Anyway, so 17.85 points. Okay, here's what's happening. If you get 100 points total, you get a prize that is $7.95. So redeem 100 points for $7.95. Okay? Dalton is paying $54 to buy 24 bottles of juice. Okay? So if you can expect to get $17.85 points off of each bottle, how many points would he get off of 24? How do you do that? Times 24, and how many points would that be?
A big number.
Take your number times 0.24 or times 24. 1785 times 24. How many points is that total?
428.
428.4. So how many prizes can he redeem?
Hey,
How many prizes can he redeem?
4.
4.
0.28.
Well, but you can't redeem 0.28 of a prize. So
Watch
4
me.
prizes.
Wait, how
And
much you
each
get
one
for
of
it?
them is what?
Divide by 100.
Because each prize, after you get 100 points, you get a prize. So he can redeem 4 prizes. Okay? But each prize is worth how much?
100.
Nope. How much is each prize worth?
$7.95.
$7.95. So how much money did he make? $31 and
91 cents.
90 what?
1 cent.
No, you're wrong. $31.80.
Close enough.
Is that right? Somebody do that?
Wait, but he paid $54.
Wait, 70.
to buy.
Wait, 31?
4 prizes at $7.95 a piece.
4 times
$7.95.
But he also got the bottle of juice.
31. Hold on. Just wait a second. So, if you get 24 bottles, you can expect to get $31.80 back according to the amount of prizes that you get. And it says here, blah, blah, blah. Let me underline it. He plans to redeem all of the points he gets for as many prizes as possible, considering only the financial aspect of the strategy. Is this a good decision? So if you are doing this and you are buying the juice in hopes of making money, are you going to make money?
Yes.
No.
He is getting $31.80, but how much did he pay for that amount?
$54.
He paid $54. So how much money is he losing?
like so money.
Like
money.
Like
Money?
$22.20, right? He is losing $22. Now, take into consideration that yes, he is getting the juice. So if that's worth $22, that would be less than $1 a pop, right? 24 pops is costing you $22.20. So less than $1 a pop. So if that's worth it to you, but if you are only considering the financial aspect, if you're only thinking about making money off of this, you're gonna lose money on average, right? $22.20. Good? Good? All right. Tomorrow, which is Thursday, which is actually Friday, because we have a Friday schedule tomorrow, we're going to go through example 4 because it is a little bit longer. I am going to give you your homework assignment for this section, which is you have to do 1, 2, 3 on this page. There's only 3 problems. On skills practice, right? But it's the same thing as what we just got done doing.
6 problems.
And 8, 7 practice, just do 1 and 2.
Why?
Don't cancel, don't cross off number 3, but we're going to save it for tomorrow. So don't cross it all the way off, like don't put a line through it, okay? Cross it off, don't do number 3 for tomorrow, but you can do this side 3 where it has the $4, $6, $10, okay? That is your assignment for tomorrow. Let me give you that paper.